What's up, my pungos? Andy with Andy Vlogs. Excited to share with you guys this content here. As the title suggests, we're going to be going over an alternative case, Folio, that you can use with your 6th generation iPad mini. Now, I reviewed the Folio that came out with Apple. It's very expensive, very small, pretty sleek, really cool as it does match your lifestyle and looks like a notebook. Nonetheless, it's very expensive and it doesn't seem like I get the bang for my buck. I've purchased a product here from Moko. This is a company that does a bunch of different solutions for all of your different iPhones, iPads, and this is an alternative here. It's a case as well as a Folio that we're gonna jump right into. Now, Moko never reached out to me. I bought this with my own money. So down below in the links in the description, I'll have a couple affiliate links here that you guys can check out to see if this is something for you. It also will include the product pricing and availability. With that said, this isn't a sponsored video. This is an honest review. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This is one of the more popular out there on Amazon when you search a Folio case here. Nonetheless, let's jump right into it. I can tell right off the rip that this is much thicker, much different quality than the Apple variant. Like I said here, this is a Folio as well, so it is not a complete enclosure. It's not going to go around the bezels. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what the difference is. As you can tell right off the get-go here, it is very soft. There's no felt here, but this is like a softened kind of a fabric here that not only will cushion your phone, but also will give it a nice comfort hold. Closing the case here, the 3 different leaves here that fold are much more rigid, it feels like. They'll loosen up, I think, with some time, but they also feel like they've got a much more sturdy backing or inside than the Folio from Apple. The backside here, I can already tell this feels like metal. This feels like a metal case here on the back. It is much heavier than what's on the front. And I think this is going to provide you better protection. You can see here that on the edges of the case here, these protrude out much thicker than the variant there with Apple. And I think that's going to be good for the event that it drops. It's going to have some cushion here, if it hits flat. Now, the one big issue here with these Folios is there's no enclosure around the edges. So you'll have to know here that if you do drop it on the corner, your probability is going to go up that it's going to, it could damage the side of the device. With that said, let's go in and attach it here just like we did on the Apple variant. You kind of just push it up to the corner and it should stick. You got to make sure and get that lens on there. But yeah, it kind of just folds into place there. You can kind of feel the tension. It just folds right in place, and it's pretty sturdy. I mean, I'm holding it here from the case, and you're not getting it dropping. It's using the same kind of magnetic foundation structure here that the Folio. Obviously, you've got the magnets here on the corners that are gonna keep it nice and tight. I do like this. I do feel a little bit more comforted with this case rather than the Folio from Apple, just because it's thicker. I do notice that it does move a little bit more on the front. It does have a little bit more movement because I think right here this hinge is a little bit too long. I'm not sure why they did that. You can kind of see there's a larger gap, and it seems to be just engineered a tiny bit taller than what the iPad mini is capable of. And so, after some time, you may have this screen here, this front screen, actually stretch out further than the back, which I think is an issue on Moko's side. Nonetheless, it does have the same feature here that when you open it, it does wake. It's got that sleep feature that it uses. This is pretty standard here for these iPads. Ever since that feature came out a number of years ago, all the cases do this. But with that said, I think this is a very awesome alternative to the more expensive variant from Apple. You've got this 3-leaf kind of a hold stand here for in the event that you want to have it sit up on your desk. Lastly here, I want to show you that you can have a pencil that obviously fits right where the magnetic pencil can, and it still gives you that really cool look that it's like a notebook here. This is not an Apple pen. This is from the folks at Uogic. This is the UPencil 3, which is a very good variant, which I think is fantastic. You can check out up above the link for this product. In the cards up above. They did provide this to me complimentary, and we're not reviewing this, but I just wanted to be clear here that there is that bias there. As far as the camera array here, it looks just fine. The cutout gives you enough clearance here that, you know, if it falls or if it's on a surface, it's not going to be rubbing against the camera, but it also gives you a very, very flat, flush look. All right, folks, the final verdict here, I think this is definitely worth it. Now, it's not a complete enclosure. It's definitely to mimic the Apple variant. So that's going to be something that you guys are going to have to decide here. If you want something that exposes the edges, the chassis here of your iPad mini. Nonetheless, I think it's really sleek. It does definitely look really, really cool when you've got the pen there. You're carrying this around, board meetings. You've got this for work. You've got this for school. It's got versatility. It's got that wake feature. It holds it tight. It doesn't fall out of the magnetic nodes. Nonetheless, I think this is a great product and I'm going to keep it. It's going to save me about half as much as you spend on the Apple variant, and I think it's a much sleeker, much more robust option. With that said, folks, I could be wrong. Let me know down below in the comments if this is better, if you think this is a good option, if you like it, if you don't. Otherwise, my name is Andy with Andy Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching this content. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you want to see more. We'll catch you on the next one.